Hello everybody and welcome to the Unroad Download presented by BMC. We are here in Asheville, North Carolina at the Belgian Waffle Ride, the second ever Asheville, North Carolina Belgian Waffle. And I'm so excited. I'm here with Whitney Allison, one of the participants in the Quadruple Crown series. She won the Belgian Waffle Ride in Utah last year, top 15 in the San Diego Belgian Waffle this year. Whitney, how's it going? How are you feeling?
Good. I'm super excited to be out here. I've never raced in North Carolina. I've spent the last couple of days checking out a lot of sections of the course, and it's going to be a really tough day out there.
Yeah. Okay. So did you come right here from Unbound?
Yes, through some pretty torrential thunderstorms. It was actually kind of a nightmare getting out here, so it's kind of a relief to be in one place for a few days and settle in.
Yeah, I feel like that's the gravel season this year, is just bike, race all over the place. So how's it been? How are you feeling? How's the body after this many grindy miles?
Body's doing pretty good. I did come down with some food poisoning Sunday after the race, so trying to get back to some sort of semblance of normalcy. That's probably my biggest concern right now. It was actually really nice at Unbound. It was way less hot this year, so I feel like the recovery actually was quite a bit faster, despite having the torrential conditions with the mud.
Yeah. And okay, I've been scrolling through your Instagram and I really like that a lot of your posts are very positive. Like even at Belgian Waffle Ride, when you didn't necessarily have the ride that you were hoping for, top 15, you were still very just like the fitness is there, the skills are there, everything is there, just need to put it together. Is that something that you've had to kind of put together over the years, or is that just natural for you?
Well, my husband would probably say otherwise, because he has to hear the other little voice that's you have the good voice and the bad voice, and he gets to hear the bad voice part, but the internet only gets to hear the good voice part. But, we're always evolving as athletes. You can only control so many things, and at the end of the day, even if you're one of the best athletes out there, only one person gets to win out of the entire field. So it's important to keep things in perspective.
Yeah. And the women's gravel scene in the US feels like it's just exploded in the past year. I mean, how is it going from, gravel races where you maybe had 10 women on the start line to just a sea of them?
Yeah, I mean, last year was my first year getting to do gravel racing. And you can already see this year that the competition is at least another 50%, if not, 100% of what it was last year. And it's really exciting. I'm also excited to see more people come up, starting in gravel versus coming from other sports like mountain bike or road, and then watching more women live on that scalability between participation to PR to competition. And I think gravel really makes that a good opportunity for women.
Absolutely. That scale is such a good one. I never really thought about it that way. Okay. So this course, a little bit different, arguably one of the more challenging BWR courses, also just the most beautiful. You've ridden around here a little bit. What are your thoughts on going into tomorrow, 130 miles? What are you thinking?
I mean, I definitely haven't done a course quite like this, so I'm definitely a little bit open-minded to what the experience will be. I'm really appreciative that a lot of it's forested. I live in a super dry climate, so this humidity really sucks it out of me. So the shade is really appreciated. It seems really slow when you're riding alone, but I think it's a highly draftable course, and that's going to be a really huge component for tomorrow.
Yeah, and actually, talk to me about that, because the women have such an interesting challenge when it comes to the actual in-race, because you're not just drafting other women, there's just so many guys along the course as well. How does that kind of shape the competition between the women?
Yeah, I think a big part of it is trying to make key selections with the different groups that you're in, which happen to be men's groups because they are a majority of the participants at that portion of the race. But you have to make those selections, but also without redlining so hard that you implode and spend the rest of the day going backwards.
Or, going with guys who maybe overgeared themselves in the beginning and now they're dropping back and you're pulling them.
Or gap you off the back. That's always a bummer.
That too. All right, and let's talk about your bike choice for tomorrow. First, let's just kind of give me this grand scheme of this bike. Talk to me about the frame.
So I'm running the Ibis Haka, and with that, I'm actually using the same setup as I did at Unbound. Doing the research for the course here, it sounded like some of the trail sections would be really loose and challenging, so I wanted to opt for a tire that I was really confident on. especially because my background's road, so I'm not as technically savvy or capable, and so I need a little bit of my creature comforts. So I'm opting for the WTB Resolute in a 42 with the flat protection. That did well for me at Unbound. I never flatted, and that's like where everybody flats. And then to kind of counteract the tiny bit heavier of a tire, I have the super light new NV SES 3.4 wheels. So that works out to be a really solid machine. And then I have mostly Shimano GRX on there, which is ever reliable.
Perfect. Talk to me about these handlebars. And there's actually beautiful handlebar tape. It's weird that I'm like noticing it, but it's just so well done.
So I'm running the NV AR bars, which I love, that has a really nice flat surface that I feel like fits tiny lady hands exceptionally well. A lot of them I find are too big and they just cause a lot of like hand cramps and that sort of stuff. And then this is the new Ergon gravel tape with a cat's tongue texture, which from what I could tell from riding it in muddy and rainy conditions, it still has some sort of like grip to it, which is nice, better than slipping off your bars in the rain.
Nice, nice. And I noticed a couple stickers on here. What does the one inside the fork say?
That is for my event, Foco Fondo, and it says, "Do it, you won't," which is this year's theme, which is a little bit of a dare, and it's supposed to be pretty funny.
I love it, I love it. And also we have this other logo, the Bike Sports Co. Obviously it's on your jersey as well. Your company, talk to me about it real quick.
Yeah, so it's just the overarching brand that Zach and I have. We have our bike racing, we have his fit studio, we have Foco Fondo, we have gravel camps, we have fun videos where I teach bike mechanics and all sorts of really fun stuff going on there.
So your life really is just gravel at this point.
Yeah, it's just showing that like bikes are fun and you can both compete and have a lot of fun while doing it.
I love it. Okay, what are you the most scared about on the course for tomorrow?
There's a couple of very loose descents that are both sunny and shadowy, and I find it really hard to distinguish what's going on while descending on that sort of stuff. So that's probably my biggest stressor.
Okay, well you do gravel camp, so what would your advice to yourself be if you were teaching someone that?
I think that honestly you have to go your personal maximum speed limit and not necessarily, you should push your limits to some extent, but being a hero to way past your skill level will probably not result in what you want, which is either a tragic mechanical or a crash. And both of those things are very slow.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much and good luck tomorrow. Excited to see you out there, and I'll actually be out there in the van doing the unlive coverage over at Belgian Waffle Ride's Instagram, so you can follow that and catch us there. Awesome. Thank you so much, Whitney.
Thank you.